Hi, I'm Edwin Balloy at midriseliving.com, and this is your mid-year market report for the mid-rise buildings in the Anaheim and Garden Grove area. So today I'm going to share what's going on in your community and also give you a bigger picture of what's going on in the overall Anaheim market in terms of condominiums and townhomes. Let's start off with Harbor Lofts. Harbor Lofts for 2022 year to date, there's 18 days on the market is the time that it took to sell on average, and then you compare that versus 12 days back in 2021. Now both of those figures I removed the highest number because there were two outlier data points, but then pretty much you could expect a Harbor Lofts property to sell within 2 to 3 weeks. The reason it could possibly be taking longer now is because of the pending litigation that seems almost inevitable that homeowners have to disclose up front to their buyers. The notable sales for Harbor Lofts, there was a 1,062 square foot floor plan that sold for $560 cash, and then make sure you check out my other video why there's so many cash deals. The other notable sale was a 1,547 square foot floor plan that sold for $661,000, and that also sold cash. Now let's go to the domain of Anaheim, since we're right here in downtown Anaheim, right across the street from the packing district. Year to date for 2022, average days on market was 18 days compared to 2021, which was 9 days. Now, is it taking longer for a condo to sell in the domain? It's probably not the case. It's because there was one listing that was a Zillow listing that sat on the market for a couple of months, and then that just threw the whole average off. Otherwise, a domain sale has been taking about a week, where it's selling the opening weekend. What's interesting though is 3 listings hit the market just almost a month ago, and to date, with almost 28 days that have passed from the time that I made this video, none of them have sold. So one of them even went off the market, and it looks like it's been relisted multiple times. So is that an indication that the market's slowing down, or was there something that was missed? So go ahead and contact me, and I can give you my opinion. There's always so many factors involved. Notable sales, that Zillow listing sold for $625,000, and that was cash. That's the one where it's the smallest 2-bedroom floor plan within the domain. And then the other notable sale is I just sold a Plan C model that was in one of the interior buildings, the 431 building across the street from the packing house. That one sold for $710,000. That's the third sale of the domain that sold at $710,000. That one had multiple offers and had a lot of interest. Now going on to the Anaheim Resort District for Chapman Commons, average days on market was 7 days year to date. Compare that versus 2021, where it was 12 days on the market on average to sell. Notable sales, there was a sale at $620,000, and that was for a 1,100 square foot floor plan. There was also a $690,000 sale. That was for a 1,343 square foot floor plan. For those of you with that floor plan, that's the one with a corner balcony. It's like a radial type of balcony, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,343 square feet, and sold for $690,000. And then the next notable sale, because I love this floor plan probably the most within Chapman Commons when it was offered by D.R. Horton, 1,295 square foot floor plan with a mezzanine on top. Those are the top floor units, and that sold for $650,000. Moving on, last but not least, there's a Stadium Lofts right by Angel Stadium. It takes 7 days to sell on average for year-to-date condo sales in 2022. You compare that versus last year, where it took almost twice as long, 14 days on average. The market's really come up quite a bit. Notable sale, there was, I believe it was a converted studio, or it could just be a 1-bedroom, because I don't remember 651 square feet being offered by the builder for a 1-bedroom. But let's just call it a 1-bedroom. It sold for $501,550, and then there was a $649,000 sale. It was a 1,095 square foot floor plan. That I believe that's the Candlestick, And the big thing about that one is that it had Disneyland fireworks view facing right circle right on top of Bank of America. So a lot going on with those 4 buildings. And here's where you really have to take a hard look at the comparable sales and when you're doing your market analysis with your real estate agent if you're thinking about listing. The overall market impacts you more than anything. It's not just what's going on in your community. Very few buyers are looking for something just in your community. A lot of times they're cross-shopping, not only between communities, but they're also cross-shopping other types of products out there, like single-family homes, new homes, and then even other cities. So this matters a lot because they're not going to buy your place when they could get something brand new for only $10,000 more. Or I remember talking to a seller where he thought his property was worth this much, when for the same price they could just go over to Colony Park, which is in the same vicinity, and they have attached garages. So those things really come into play, and then the buyer's always going to ask themselves, for my budget, what else can I get, or what's the best type of product I could get out there? So that might be a result of how come some properties require price reductions and why some of them are just sitting on the market. But of course, the way you market and present your property has everything to do with the emotional appeal of it. So no one's going to go hard after a listing unless it really appeals to all their senses and they absolutely fall in love with it. In Anaheim, for the month of May, there were 22% more new listings when you compare it versus May of 2021. And then not only that, in terms of active listings, there were 60% more active listings in the month of May compared to May of 2021. So that's an awful lot of inventory to compete, and that will eventually affect home values. Someone who's looking to sell in a condo and then move to a single family home, the bad news for you is, while the inventory might have gone up by 60% for condos and townhomes, it's only gone up by 20% for single family homes. And that seems to be the case anytime you're looking at a market go up and down. The single family homes are usually the first ones to go up and the last ones to go down. So again, I'm Edwin Baloy of midriseliving.com. If you want more details about your property, or even want to hear my take on how pending litigation or post-litigation affects your condo sale, let me know and send me a message.